Good evening everyone and welcome back to the Fergie Way with me, Teach FM. We are of course in Season 3. Tonight marks the 50th episode that I've done for YouTube. So 50 days on the bounce, and I've got to say I'm quite proud of myself. I've also at the time of recording just gone through 500 subscribers, so I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys who have been here from the beginning, but also to all the new guys who are following, because the growth has been amazing. But anyone who has been here from the beginning, have you enjoyed it? Do you want to pop in the comments if there's been, have you seen marked improvements? Because I'm trying to get a little bit better as we go. But yeah, anything you want to pop in the comments would be grand. But on to what's going on in today's episode, which is of course the game against Olympiacos. Champions League, something we're chasing and we're going to chase quite hard. So we're going to be playing the strongest team that's available to us. So let's roll the intro and see what's happening. So there's not been that much in the way of news since the last episode. However, the monthly awards have been back around and Renato Sanchez won the Young Player of the Month. Probably to do with that cracker of a goal he scored where he won us 3 points in the last episode. If you've not seen it, maybe head back, have a look, you'll see exactly what I mean. Rashford came second, so pretty good going. Of course, we're focusing on youth where we can, so it's always nice to see these lads get recognised. And there we go, goal of the month. So it says it all. We're not going to watch it again, but if anyone here has not seen yesterday's episode, go check it out. Check out Sanchez's goal. Bit of a spoiler, but it won us 3 points in the 88th minute when we'd pretty much conceded the fact that we were going to get a draw. So we've won the Manager of the Month award once again. Pretty much getting used to this now, guys. I mean, these must be dotted. I mean, only if I had them, we could have them on the wall, maybe. Don't think the missus would like it. It's bad enough that she won't let me hang up my Cantona picture again. But we've got that many of them. It's pretty much becoming the norm. In another little bit of news, Marcus Rashford came to us saying he wanted a new contract. He did ask for one last season and he got one. He asked for 60 grand a week. In fact, he asked for a little bit more, but I negotiated him down. So less than 6 months later, he comes to me for another contract. No, you're not having one. You've got 4 years left on your new deal. Get out of the office. And to which point, he was happy enough with it. I mean, some people are a bit scared when they have what they might call their star players or better players coming to them saying they want more money. Try and sort of bow down and give them the money. But for me, no chance. He wasn't getting one. He was shown the door, and that was enough for that. He didn't have any drop in morale, which is also a good thing. So, happy days all round. So as we take a look at the schedule, you were, of course, last here for the Leicester game. We then went on to play Wolves in the EFL Cup. And as I said I was going to, this is the kids' trophy. This is the one that the young lads won in the last season. And this is the one that they and they alone are going to defend this season. They went out there. Fosu-Mensah grabbed a very early goal. It's a header from a Damian cross. And then Herrera bagged 2 in 2 minutes. A 3-0 win against Wolves. It was pretty much a walkover. Wolves didn't offer much more in response. So yeah, into the next round. And if you have a look down on the schedule here, I'll just put it to the top of the page. The next round will be an interesting one for the young lads because they're going to be playing Arsenal. And if Arsenal are not in the running for anything else, they're going to play a strong team. However, I'm going to stick with the youngsters. It's theirs to lose. If they lose it, it doesn't matter. It's been and done. But if they win it, then we're heading in the right direction, aren't we? Next up, we had Southampton in the Premier League, and one thing that was great to see in this game was Zlatan managed to grab himself a goal. He's not been playing that well of late. I'm not sure he's going to come back from that horrific injury he suffered at the back end of last season. I'm trying my best because I want to keep him, but we've got 100 million in the bank, and I think if come January he's not sort of on fighting form again, we may end up looking for another striker, because one of the biggest problems I have at the minute is finding my front two. Who are the 2 players who I always want to be playing? It's tricky because they're all going through fits and spates. We have, Memphis, Rashford, Martial, and they all have moments of brilliance and you think, right, that's it, you've cemented it. And then they do crap. So I'm a little bit stuck, but Zlatan got himself on the score sheet. Damian also scored after having a cracker of a game the game before. Southampton didn't really give anything back. They tried. They played quite well. They are without Balotelli at the moment. I don't know if I told you guys, but Balotelli signed for Southampton, should I say. Playing quite well as well. As an old school FMer, and I've been playing Football Manager and Championship Manager for nigh on 20 years. I remember when Balotelli was like the wonder kid. He was the one you wanted. So it's weird to see him come back as a 28-year-old into the Premier League playing for Southampton. But yeah, he started all right for him, but they were without him today. They didn't really get anything out of it. 2-0 to us, another 3 points on the board, and on we march. And that was it. It leads us to today's live com. We are, of course, going to play Olympiacos. We're going to be playing a strong team, or as strong as we can. I've still got this issue with who to choose up front, which strikers to play. I'm going to have to deal with that, but certainly from behind the strikers, I'm going to be playing the strongest available team. So here we are on game day. We're getting backed by the bookies and the press quite heavily, it has to be said. Mata's our key man. Berisha's their key man. What we're going to do is we're going to go look at the team sheets and basically see who I ended up going with, who was the choices of the strikers, and what were the reasons for those choices. So we will start with the home team. That is, of course, us. We have De Gea in the sticks, Darmian, Romagnoli, Bailly and Sidibe, Pogba, Neves and Sanchez, and then we have Juan Mata, and then we get to the strikers. Now, I've gone with Zlatan based on the fact that he scored a goal in the last game. However, come the 45th minute, maybe the 60th minute, if it ain't working, he will be coming off because I've got Rashford and Depay on the bench, and I need to try and work out who my main strike force is going to be. I've started out with Martial as an advanced forward because he often plays in the complete forward role, so I'm going to put him there, see how he does, but failing that, I really don't know. We're a little bit stuck. Martial's been playing all right this season. Rashford's been hot and cold. That's been the problem. Memphis will often do all right when called upon, but as an impact player, I think he does well coming off the bench, but not necessarily great when he starts a game. So they're the reasons behind the madness. Any other things to do with the squad would be Alaba and Smalling are now back from their injuries, but they've not played a game yet, so I will try and feature them later on in the game. That's why we have Darmian and Romagnoli starting in left back and in centre back respectively. And on to the Greek team, and I'll be honest, I'm not going to try and sit here and pronounce most of these names. I'm going to say, take a look yourself. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. A formation we normally do quite well on. We have to be careful down the wings with this formation if they're efficient down there. If they have to use both the wing backs and the wide men to try and create width. If they do that, they'll cause us problems, but most teams don't, so we should be all right. We're going to Roy Keane's room of pain, and what does he say? He says no hard tackling. It's probably because he doesn't know a right lot about the players. Adai's played in the Premier League before, so we're not going to bother hard tackling, but we will focus on these wide men to try and bully them out of the game. And as we move into the team talk, for me, it's now getting crunch time. We need these 3 points, really, to try and progress through the group, because the group, we didn't have the greatest to start with the first 2 games. We've only picked up 2 points. So I'm going to assertively tell them that I fully expect them to win this match. I get no greens, no drama. I'm going to assertively tell them that I want you to go out there and grab some goals to the strikers. I'm going to assertively tell the midfield that I want you to control the midfield. They're not listening, no, not listening. And I'll passionately say to the defenders that I have faith in them, because I generally do. The defence is probably the strongest part of this team. And yeah, we'll get on to the game. So there we have it then. Game started. We are at Old Trafford. We're going to be pretty strong here, I would imagine. I don't really think Olympiacos are going to be able to trouble us too much. It's Adai now. Sends through Fortunis, I think is the lad's name. He does force a save from De Gea, but surprisingly from a highlight point of view, Olympiacos are the first team to get an attack. We're not having the greatest of luck in the Champions League. We really need to try and take command early on. Going to give the lads a shout. I'm going to assertively tell them that I want more. Because, as I say, to lose today or to not pick up the 3 points is going to be a severe dent in our Champions League hopes. It's Douglas now. To Adai. Adai plays it across. And Eli really should have scored. I say Eli because I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. But we maybe should be 1-0 down here. And to be honest, it's pretty much 50-50 over on the stats over there. So we need to do something. Adai. Romagnoli whips the ball back, but it's still with them as Ferry gives it to Eli, takes a shot. They're just picking up everything off the edge of the area here. It's Buevino now, I think Buevino. Sanchez gets it clear to Ibra. Ibra to Martial. Is Martial onside? No, he is not. No, he is not. It's Bailly now. Sidibe. Sidibe's trying to go through 2 of them. I don't know what he's thinking. He had easier passes in the middle of the park as Pogba steals possession back. Pogba driving forward to Martial. Well, it wasn't Martial, it's to Ibra. Ibra to Martial, but you get what I mean. It's Romagnoli to Sanchez. Ibrahimovic now. Pogba into Mata. To Martial, it's 1-0. That'll do. Important goal. Not just because it's the Champions League, but Olympiacos had started quite well as Mata there lays it on a plate to Martial. Martial takes a shot. As I say, important goal because of how Olympiacos has started the game. Hopefully that will shut them up. We'll get the lads to press on and maybe grab another goal, get ourselves a bit of distance because Olympiacos have somewhat surprised me here. Sanchez now, edge of the area, out to Sidibe. Sidibe will cross. No, he plays it backwards to Neves. Neves to Darmian. Darmian's out on the left. It's Pogba now with a shot from distance. Doesn't really do anything with it. Blanco more than equal to the shot. He's picked it up and will try and build from the back for Olympiacos. It's Mata with a free kick. Puts it wide of the post, unfortunately for him. Did look like Blanco took a position far away there. All he had to do was get it on target. I think it would have been a goal, but unlucky Mata. It's Ibrahimovic now. Ibrahimovic through to Martial again. Martial tests Blanco. He does push it round for a corner. It's nice to see that we have started stringing together some attacks now. But Mata with a weak corner. It's gone out to Darmian. Darmian driving forward, takes a shot. Darmian, who scored a goal in his last game, don't forget, he assisted in the game before, trying to prove a point maybe. I've been playing him on the left in the absence of David Alaba, but to be honest, Alaba's pretty much got the left back sewn up. Sidibe now, he's got two men ahead of him again, getting doubled up on every time. He's not having much luck down that side, Sidibe. It's Romagnoli now to Pogba, to Sanchez, Ibrahimovic now, to Mata. He was playing it forward to Martial. Martial had wandered offside, came back in. By the time the ball was played, there was nothing he could do about it. It's Romagnoli to Pogba. Sanchez in the middle plays it to Mata. Mata beats one, gives it Ibra. What a shot from the big Zlat there as Pogba arrives on the edge, puts another one wide. It's a slender lead at the minute, but we are picking up in the way of match stats now. 52% possession only mine. We're not used to that when we're playing at Old Trafford. It's Mata now, to Darmian, Pogba. Martial releases himself down the left, he cuts in, it's Ibrahimovic and gets in there. I want to see him do well, I really want to see him come back to his best. A great ball from Martial, it has to be said, the run was a commanding one. Just cuts in towards the byline, Zlatan arriving at the penalty spot, volley. Great goal. Great goal from the two strikers. And maybe I've chose the right guys to feature in the first team as much as possible. It's Pogba now. Still Pogba. Pogba to Mata. Mata to Martial. Maybe he should have made a bit more of that, but he put it past the post. It's Pogba now with a free kick. And once again, Blanco's positioning. That's 2 free kicks now. Sitting himself right at the back post. I'm sure if Pogba got it on target, he would have scored. Mata as the ball took off him though. Darmian wins it back to Pogba, to Mata, Mata to Martial, to get in there. Zlatan grabs himself a second goal, created by Martial, and these guys today are playing very well together. Look at that. Zlatan's still onside, another left-footed finish, pretty much down the middle of the net. Maybe the keeper could have got that, but nonetheless, we're 3-0 heading into half-time. And that makes me a happy man because this Champions League, the way it started, I must admit, I was a little bit concerned. Sidibe now to Mata. Pogba now. Sanchez. Out to Sidibe. Sanchez again to Pogba. Mata. Mata strikes one from distance. Well within his rights. Once again, the keeper, the positioning of the Greek goalkeeper, not that great, but it does take us to half-time. I'll be honest, I'm pretty happy. The game didn't start that great, so I'm going to tell them not to get complacent because I think Olympiacos have been attacking enough to turn it around. It's stressed out Renato Sanchez, but he's just a kid. We'll leave him to it. If he has a little bit of a strop, he might find himself off the pitch. But it's Sanchez now on the ball. In a team talk, I'm also going to tell them that I assertively want them to concentrate. I don't want to lose an early goal here because I've got a funny feeling Olympiacos are going to come straight out at us in this second half. It's Bailly now. Neves. Sidibe trying to get through 2 men again. They've doubled up on him down there. I think what we're probably going to do here is a great ball. Zlatan Ibrahimovic gets his first hat-trick and I don't know how long it's been. Just as I was about to say, I was going to focus down one flank. Sidibe whips a ball in from the right. A cracking ball it was as well. Zlatan, the big Swede, gets his volley on it. Thought it might have been a header, but either way, gets a volley on it. That's 3 goals from Zlatan today, and I am pleased as punch. As Martial will release Zlatan. Zlatan's not got the legs to get up there though, but Pogba has. As Pogba drives in, a great save from Blanco. We were very nearly 5-0 up on the 50th minute. Matt is going to take the resulting corner. However, Olympiacos will get it clear. And counter, by the looks of it. As they're in the box now, Sidibe wins it back, gives it Pogba. It's Martial and Zlatan versus 3 of them. 4 of them, they've all come back now. It's Sanchez to Zlatan. Neves now. To Pogba, to Martial. Sanchez with a shot from distance, saved by Blanco, who's been playing alright. He's had 14 shots on target and he's only conceded 4. So he's made 10 saves today as Romagnoli nods one back in, caught by Blanco. Pogba on the edge of the area. Free kicks have been poor today. I reckon if we had Gribbin on, he probably would have scored at least one of the 3 that I've seen. But what we are going to do now is bring on Alaba, even though Darmian's played quite well. And we're also going to bring on Smalling. Probably for Eric Bailly. And this is not even tactical. This is, the lads have come back from injury. Want to get them a little bit of match fitness. We've got 4 goals to the good, so realistically, we're going to win. If I concede 1 or 2, I'll still be a bit pissed off, but it won't be the end of the world, as Pogba hits one from distance. So it's just to give them half an hour, get the legs warm, and hopefully get them fighting fit going into the Premier League ties. As Pogba scores from a corner, makes it 5, rows like a salmon, nods the ball into the bottom corner. Here we go, whipped in by Mata. Pogba up higher than everybody else. The other man on the post who really couldn't do anything about it. 5-0 United. It's Alaba now to Neves. Neves plays it out to Sidibe. Has a shot. He had all the time in the world there, but hit it first time. Put it wide of the post. We do only have 20 minutes left. Quarter of an hour left actually now by the time I look up. We'll just maybe take a look at making a substitution. I can't change anything up the field, it has to be said, but we'll maybe bring on Fosu-Mensah for Neves, just for a little bit of a break for Neves. And yeah, quarter of an hour to go. Mata leaning over a free kick, saved by Blanco. It's Martial into Pogba. Pogba loses out though. Goal comes out as far as Fosu-Mensah. Sanchez loses it though. And it's Zlatan, is he going to do it again? He's not done. Saved once again by Blanco, who's been having a stellar evening. As I say, he's conceded 5, but he's saved so many. It's coming out now, and they may get a counter off this as Vasquez doesn't get any movement. Strips off the ball by Alaba, strips the ball off him, and that was the end of the highlight. We are now in the 91st minute. It's going to be the final highlight. Martial offside. They're probably going to kick the ball upfield now, and that'll be that. And there we go. Full time. We managed to get 3 points in the Champions League. 3 massively important points. We're assertively going to tell the lads that they did well, but more importantly, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, passionately, your performance tonight was very good, and it's great for him. More than anything today, it's great. If we were going to win by 5-0, if I wanted anybody to get a hat-trick today, it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And thank God he went ahead and did it. So we're just going to go into the news here. We're going to praise him, tell him that he was superb in front of goal. Keep that morale up, hopefully have him carrying it into the next games. We also have in another news section, Zidane admires Pogba performance. They're not getting him. Period. They've been doing this now all season, trying to unsettle him, but I've got a funny feeling I might just chuck him a new contract before the end of the year and get Real Madrid off his trail. So there we have it. 50 episodes on the bounce. I'm chuffed. I do want to continue to do daily content for Football Manager, and I've enjoyed it every step of the way. I'm hoping you guys have too. Now, as we look down the schedule for the next game, it's probably going to be Tottenham. Now, we have an issue there because we have Tottenham, then we have Juventus, then Sunderland and Arsenal. And there's 3 of those games that I'm actually going to want a live com. So the next episode will definitely be Tottenham, and then we're going to have to take it from there and see how we get on. Because we do have Legia Warsaw in the meantime, and if we manage to get the qualification through the group, I might actually want to play youngsters against Juventus in Turin, just to see how they get on, give them a little bit of experience, especially if we've already qualified. If we've not already qualified, we're going to be playing the big guns. So hopefully I'll see you in the next episode where we will face Tottenham. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have and you're still around, if you could click the like button, it takes all of a second. Helps the channel out tremendously. YouTube, make it reach more people, more likes, interaction. Like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, if you've been with me from the beginning and you've watched from episode 1 or episode 10 or somewhere early on, are you seeing improvements? I'm trying to up my game a little bit every step of the way, try and get a little bit better. I'm hoping that's coming through. So yeah, hit me up in the comments with that. And other than that, guys, thanks for coming. I hope to see you in the next one. I've been Teach FM, and I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.